Former wide receiver Greg Jennings was on FS1's First Things First, talking about teams going from worst to first in their division.
I like the Cleveland Browns. I like the situation that they're in because of the division that they're in. This division, they kind of beat up on one another. When you look at the Cleveland Browns, we break the season down into 6 games, and those are the 6 games that Deshaun Watson played. If you look at these numbers, the first 4 games that Deshaun Watson came out with the Cleveland Browns, we got to give him a pass. He was clearly rusty. When you look at the numbers right there, total yards per game, 200. He couldn't throw a touchdown to save his life, was turning the ball over, 69.3% passer rating. But those last 2 games, it started to give me a little glimpse of what may be to come. And in a division where there was one clear outright team that was just better than everybody else, and that was the Cincinnati Bengals. You obviously improved with the Ravens, but the Cleveland Browns, you got to believe if Deshaun Watson is able to get anywhere close to what he was in Houston with the talent that they're bringing in, Elijah Moore, obviously Amari Cooper, I believe he's the number 1 guy. I know he is. The defense that they have, they run the ball very well. They got a chance to go from worst to first.
Well, let's welcome in Tyler Johnson from the Faithful Dogs podcast, as well as Network 216. Tyler, the quarterback rankings, I did not realize that. So it does show some progression from Deshaun Watson. I thought there were times in probably every game but the first game where you went, oh, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And when you see just a little bit of the glimpses to what Deshaun Watson had as an elite level quarterback in Houston, the Washington game really comes to mind for me. You saw him make quite a bit of throws in that game. They're like, okay, this is what we traded for. And with Greg Jennings, it's kind of nice seeing some of these national analysts that are like, okay, Deshaun Watson played bad because he hasn't played for this long. Not that, oh, well, Deshaun Watson, he might not return to form. It's nice seeing some of those national people that say, oh, Deshaun Watson, well, if he does this, because, I mean, he's already proven at an elite level, this is what he can do. I mean, it's lovely to see, and I do agree with him. Going from worst to first is very possible in the AFC North, but like we've talked about many times, the level of competition in that division, you could make a case for any team, the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, all of them have a case for why they will win the division or why they will get a wild card spot. And it's just going to come down to, I think, most importantly, obviously Deshaun Watson's a big part of it, but which team can stay as healthy as possible. There are always going to be injuries, but which star players can stay healthy, that's really going to determine who ends up probably winning this division, because they're just going to continuously beat up on one another. And, I mean, 10, 11 wins probably is going to win this division.